transmission of the UK variant or UK COVID variant in Bontoc. But as it turns out, the so-called index case does not have the UK variant. Malacanang defends President Duterte's supposed flip-flopping on age restrictions. This is after the president retracted the allowing of children aged 10 to 14 in MGCQ areas to go out. President Duterte has greenlit limited face-to-face classes for medical and allied health programs in GCQ and MGCQ areas. PhilHealth chief Gierran says 92% of the 15 billion pesos allegedly lost to fraud has already been liquidated. And the Philippines canceled its hosting of the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 Qualifiers third window due to the ongoing travel ban. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The balikbayan from the UK, who was initially thought to be the source of the B117 cases in Bontoc, turned out not to be infected with the variant after all. Let's get the details from Greg Gregorio, who joins us live from Mandaluyong City. Hi, Greg. How will this now affect ongoing contact tracing in Bontoc, especially after the DOH declared local transmission already? Is it possible that there is community transmission after all?
Sean, the DOH is now doing backward tracing of exposures and travel histories of the UK variant cases in Bontoc Mountain Province. This after the agency reported that the earlier identified returning overseas Filipino in Bontoc who came from the United Kingdom showed negative from the UK variant. The Health Department earlier mentioned that the 12 UK variant cases in Bontoc are linked to the returning Filipino from UK. According to the DOH, they had a number of gatherings and movements in Bontoc and in Sagada during the holidays. On December 27th, the husband felt abdominal pain, so he went to a hospital where he and his wife both got tested for RT-PCR. The man tested positive for COVID-19, but later on found to be negative with the new variant. His wife, meanwhile, was not infected with COVID-19 in the first place. With this, health officials are now scrambling to identify the source after they declared a local transmission. The DOH earlier said a local transmission takes place when sources of infection can still be identified. A total of 12 UK COVID-19 variant cases have been detected so far in the municipality of Bontoc. These can be traced within a cluster in one barangay. The DOH also clarified that there's only one cluster of UK variant cases in the area and not 3 as it initially announced. To date, 144 close contacts have been identified from the 12 UK variant cases in the area. 34 were positive with COVID-19, 6 of which are negative from the variant, while the results for the remaining 28 are still pending. Sean, tracing for the close contacts of other UK variant cases from Lebanon, from Benguet, and Calamba, Laguna are underway. 4 out of the 283 co-passengers of those 2 UK variant cases who came from Lebanon have tested positive for COVID-19, but unknown yet if they too have the UK variant of the SARS-CoV-2. Sean?
All right, Greg, let's talk a little bit more about how backward tracing works. Will this, or can we expect this to be a lot faster, a lot quicker than contact tracing, since I'm sure they've already conducted some sort of tracing previously?
Sean, we can't say if this will be faster in a way because the DOH would have to trace every possible close contacts that the first, second, third generation of close contacts that these UK variant cases might have had an encounter with. So the DOH says that they will just give information as soon as additional details will become available. Sean?
All right, thanks for that clarification. Greg Gregorio joining us live from the city of Mandaluyong. And the palace says that President Duterte still has a final word on COVID-related matters. This is after he revoked the IATF resolution to relax age restrictions. Maricel Halili with the story.
President Rodrigo Duterte has revoked an IATF resolution to relax age restrictions in MGCQ areas 3 days after Malacanang's announcement. In his public address last night, Duterte said kids ages 10 to 14 years old must remain in their homes amid the threat of the SARS-CoV-2 variant in the country.
So just to be sure, and in our desire to protect our people, napilitan akong i-reimpose yung 10 to 14. Not at this time. It's a sacrifice for the parents and for the children. It would limit their movements.
Last Friday, the IATF decided to lower age restrictions from 15 to 10 years old as the country continues its gradual reopening of the economy. However, the president said the government should first determine the impact of the new variant on children before easing restrictions. So far, the health department has listed 12 cases of the new variant in Bontoc Mountain Province alone.
Pasensya na po kayo. Mine is just a precaution. Wala itong bisa. Takot lang ako kasi itong bagong strain strikes the young children.
In his briefing, Palace spokesperson Harry Roque denied that the president is being indecisive on the matter. The IATF, he explained, is just a recommendatory body, and the president still has the final say. Roque says health security is still the government's primary concern.
Hindi naman po tayo nag-uurong-sulong. As far as I know, this is the first time na, and the second time na revoke ni Presidente ang isang rekomendasyon. No? Yung una po yung pilot face-to-face sa mga eskwelahan.
Members of the IATF met this afternoon to discuss possible changes on community quarantine classifications. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said some areas in the country are now in critical level in terms of healthcare utilization.
Ang Davao de Oro, Compostela Valley, Baguio City are at critical level healthcare utilization rate. Ang Nueva Vizcaya and Agusan del Norte are at high level HCUR.
Meanwhile, Vaccine Star Carlito Galvez assured the president that the country has enough cold storage facilities for the arrival of COVID-19 vaccines. However, he admitted that public confidence on the vaccines is still low. Social media posts from those opposed to vaccination are also a cause of concern.
Mr. President, kasi po talagang bumababa po yung willingness at saka yung uptake ng ating mga kababayan dahil nga po sa mga tinatawag nating mga nakikitang mga adverse effect ng certain brands. At the same time, malakas po yung mga social media ng mga anti-vaxxers.
Malacanang had said President Duterte is willing to be inoculated first to boost public confidence, but he will do it in private. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
The health department logged more than 1,100 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday. Of the 516,000 total caseload, more than 30,300 are still considered active. The death toll is now at around 10,300 after 94 more people succumbed from the virus overnight. 18 more COVID-19 patients, meanwhile, have recovered in the past 24 hours. We'll have more stories after this short break. Stay with us. You are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The government again assured the public that all arriving COVID-19 vaccines will go through a stringent regulatory process. JC Cosico joins us live from Mandaluyong for more details. Hi, JC. How is the mass vaccination plan going?
Sean, the government is calling on the public to trust their procurement process, saying the COVID-19 shots that will be given to them are proven safe and effective. During the Code Team's visit in Pasig City this morning, Vaccines Carlito Galvez Jr. reiterated that all vaccines to be procured will undergo stringent regulatory processes. Galvez said 4 or 5 of the country's preferred vaccines are being widely used in other countries. He also mentioned that around 66 million individuals worldwide have received jabs from Pfizer as well as Chinese manufacturers. Galvez said the first ones to arrive in the country are those from the COVAX facility, but 5% of the guaranteed vaccine supply for the 20% population will be shouldered by the government. Pfizer, Sinovac, and AstraZeneca's vaccines are most likely to arrive next month, to be followed by the jabs from Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and Novavax. The country is also in talks with the Serum Institute of India, which also manufactures AstraZeneca's vaccine, to ensure there's no setback in vaccine supply. This comes after AstraZeneca has cut its vaccine supply deliveries to the European Union. Despite this, the country is expected to source AstraZeneca shots from Thailand. Out of around 70 million Filipinos targeted to be inoculated this year, around 190,000 people will come from Pasig City, where they are included in the city's master list for vaccination. Healthcare workers, senior citizens, and PWDs, including uniformed personnel, are first in line. Vaccination teams and sites, which will include schools and hospitals, are also been selected. Galvez applauded Pasig City's preparedness, saying it is a model city for other LGUs. Both Galvez and Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto urged the public to receive the vaccines. Here's what they have to say.
Hindi naman po ito sa pilitan, pero ako po, inihikayat ko po ang mga Pasigueño na kung may pagkakataon na mabakunahan po tayo, tulong na po natin to sa bayan natin.
Lahat po ng mga vaccine na makakapasa po sa FDA, ina-assure po namin safe po yan. Kasi yung po mga vaccine po na yan, marami ng EUA o tinatawag na Emergency Use Authorization sa mga ibang bansa na pinanggalingan nila at mga ibang bansa na inexportan ng vaccine na ito.
Sean, Galvez said the IATF will meet tonight to discuss the possibility of extending the quarantine period for returning overseas Filipino workers in the wake of the new variant. Back to you.
Thank you for that update, JC Cosico, joining us live from Mandaluyong City. In other news, PhilHealth President Gierran says that 92% or 13.8 billion of the 15 billion pesos allegedly lost to fraud within the state insurer has been liquidated. In a televised briefing, Gierran said that the House and Senate have instructed the agency to liquidate the funds. The PhilHealth chief said that around 13 officials within the agency have been suspended due to irregularities. In August, a former PhilHealth official claimed that some 15 billion pesos from the agency has been pocketed by officials through fraudulent schemes.
Sa totoo lang po, sir, hindi po nawawala dyan na. On record po, ang utos po ng Senado at saka ng lower house, sabi i-liquidate. So sa ngayon po, 92% na ang liquidated. I will not allow that yung pera ng Pilipino wala.
Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The president has allowed limited face-to-face classes for students of medicine and other health-related programs. Palace spokesman Harry Roque says this is applicable in areas under MGCQ and higher education institutions in GCQ areas with base hospitals. Roque added that this is so the training of would-be doctors and medical personnel will continue as the pandemic rages on. The LRT-1 has unveiled 4 new train cars or 2 train sets, which will be used for the Cavite Extension project. The so-called Generation 4 trains have dedicated spaces for PWDs and are also said to be more energy efficient. Over 100 more train cars are expected to arrive in the country in batches until the middle of next year. The Philippines canceled its hosting of the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 qualifiers third window due to the ongoing travel ban. SBP President Al Panlilio says absolutely no exemptions were given by the National Task Force against COVID-19. The Philippines was supposed to host Groups A and C of the tournament in Clark, Pampanga. However, the third window will still be pushing through somewhere else, but as yet, the actual dates and venues are still unknown. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.